Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, can you believe Thanos' snap actually obliterated the relationship between Abel Sanchez and Gennady Golovkin? Abel Sanchez, longtime trainer of Gennady Golovkin. And by long time, I mean, as far as you and I have seen Gennady Golovkin fight, unless we were over in Europe watching him over there and you weren't, he's been his trainer.
Yeah.
Golovkin announced in a classy comments in classic Golovkin way, you know, that he appreciated Abel Sanchez basically, and that Abel Sanchez was a good friend and a Hall of Fame trainer, etc. Sanchez went the complete opposite way with that, in that used words like greedy to describe Golovkin, and just totally went the other way. Rachel, pick a side.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to pick a side because on the one hand, Abel Sanchez used the word blindsided, right?
Yeah.
And you can be blindsided by something regardless of the other person's intent. The other person could have all the best intentions in the world and somebody can still be blindsided by something. That kind of, like, that's not really on Golovkin, unless, you know, but sometimes you have feelings when you're blindsided by something. So I can't fault Abel Sanchez for having feelings. Now, the thing is that you want to be kind of in a place in your life where when you have really big feelings or you get flooded with feelings, you know what to do, which is not be public. You know what I mean? Like, so if I have really big feelings, the last thing I should do is open up all my social media accounts.
Right, which is what I used to do. Remember when I would have feelings, I would go to social media and just spit it all out like Abel Sanchez. And that's definitely not the way to go.
It's probably like not effective.
It's not.
And like the best decision, if it happens, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So like I've done that in my life. I've done, you know, vague booking. I've done like all kinds of things where like, and they were all just kind of like, I need help. You know what I mean?
Like subtweeting people.
Subtweeting,
feelings about what they're saying, or you're making up stories about what they're saying.
Or like when you like when two people are having an argument on the internet, and then you just like all of one person's things to kind of be like, like we're gonna gang up on this other person without
happens a lot.
Formally doing it.
Do you do that to people? So I've never really done that.
I quit doing it because I don't like the way it feels.
It happens to me often, where I'll be like, what did somebody like to reply to you, and I'm like.
Right, yeah. And you're like, well, wait, does that mean this person I thought was my friend really like hates me? Anyway, sometimes those things happen and they're all just part of learning and growing. And so if it happened, and this is how Abel Sanchez, you know, I think he's going to look back on it and be like, oh man, you know,
maybe.
Regardless.
That's the best case scenario.
Right, best case scenario, he looks back and he's like, man, you know, I know that this really happened behind closed doors. But the narrative that the public sees is they just see Golovkin being, you know,
all classy,
nice boy
all
Golovkin,
class, and then you being
me
a big baby,
flipping out. So,
and it's kind of funny to me in a way, in that remember that through all the Canelo Alvarez hoopla between Golovkin and Canelo, a lot of it was coming from Abel Sanchez.
Yeah,
he would say like ridiculous things, which in his mind, and he even said that in his comments, helped promote the fight and helped Golovkin make a lot of money. But to me, like, that's not a trainer's job. Like, I don't see why he would be taking credit for, like, your job is to help the fighter win the fight, and the fighter's job is to win the fight, and the promoters are supposed to promote the fight. Like, I think it's, I don't know. Clearly, whenever people have relationships with people, there's going to be hurt feelings and whatnot when things happen. But yeah, really, you know, this kind of thing happens all the time in boxing, where fighters change trainers. I mean, if you look at Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach when he used Boo Boy for the next fight, and so like it wasn't, and I think Freddie Roach did a good job of kind of talking his truth when that happened, but he didn't just go out and blow up.
Right, and you can be truthful. Like you can say, you know what, I was blindsided by this. I'm really upset. You could even go so far as to be like, here's some things that I think that, you know, Golovkin is wrong for doing this because I think his reasons for doing it are like A, B, and C. But you can say things in a way that's like, this is clearly like my opinion.
Yeah.
Versus saying things in a way where like you're kind of like throwing a temper tantrum.
You're throwing personal attacks. Especially because it's not like
immature, childish. Those kind,
It's not like Abel Sanchez was just fired out of the blue. He was offered a new compensation schedule, right? Which we don't know what this is like, but I imagine it's because Golovkin's going to make a lot more money. Hey, I can't continue to pay you this certain percentage because now you're making $30 million or whatever it is, whatever the number is. So we need to. And Sanchez, they were negotiating, and he felt lowballed. You see what I'm saying? It's not like he just fired him. It's like he wanted more money than Golovkin was willing to give him.
Well, and that's also
and that's how being a freelance employee works.
Right. And let's also look at where Golovkin's at in his career. So you have somebody who seems to me is on the backside of their career, has gotten older, isn't at the top, like he's not the reigning champ. He's maybe not as invincible as we all had hoped he might be. And sometimes, do you mean to tell me, Abel Sanchez, like you didn't see a change coming? Like you couldn't possibly foresee that if Golovkin wanted to continue boxing and give it fighters do this a lot.
It actually behooves him in a way to go. To try whatever is possible.
Golovkin just bought Canelo.
If he kept doing the
same way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clearly, a change is needed, and this happens across sports altogether. Yeah. Players get traded, managers and coaches get fired for new ones. For sometimes you're it might be seemingly no reason, but sometimes organizations or people, regimes, programs, they need a change, and that's all there is to it. Yeah. It doesn't mean that anything that was happening before was wrong, but sometimes just change is needed.
Yeah. Well, like you, Rachel, I don't want to pick sides, but in a way, we kind of are picking sides. We're picking Golovkin's side.
Well,
clearly,
I'm just saying that
what we've
understand.
Said, we are picking sides. But you know what else
and I don't like to judge.
Right. We're not judging you. We're just saying you're wrong. Okay. Now listen, we do want you to pick sides, right? There's us, Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel, your best boxing friends.
Yeah.
And then there's the others.
Are you on the side of good or on the side of evil?
Right. We're good. Everything else is evil.
Comment, and subscribe. You're on the side of good. That's all that I'm saying. If you want to be on the side of evil, by all means.
You know what? And if you there's a growing trend today where people not only just boxers or whatever, but they like different TV networks. So if you love PBC, hey, we love PBC. You love DAZN, we love DAZN. You love Showtime, we love Showtime. Hey, you hate those? We hate them too. Whatever it is, give us your like, comment, and subscribe. I kind of got a little.
Weird.
Do it now!
I feel like we already had our ending, and then you went off on this weird thing.
Do it now! Okay. Do it now.